everyone. Happy Thursday.
Hey, how's everyone doing this week?
Yeah, doing good, my man. How about yourself, brother? How's your week been?
Doing all right. Spending a lot of time with the wife and daughter. Doing
Nice.
some gardening. Or growing some veggies actually. Not gardening, to be specific. And then just enjoying helping the wife start her new business, etc. Thank you, BTK. Yes, I did have a haircut. I had a couple of them cut actually. They charge per hair now. Inflation's getting out of hand.
It is. It's getting crazy. And yeah, so BTK, good to see you, brother. See what we got in the audience tonight. So we got Wild Angel. How you doing, love? Good to see you. And Gunther Kwal, welcome to the show, my man. Good to have you with us. BTK, how's it going, buddy? And Funny Toro. Yes, how you doing, guy? And so looking sharp. Yeah, you are looking good, buddy. I actually shaved this morning. Does that count?
Oh, you had a haircut too.
I did. With a Bic, razor and some cream, and good to go. And Rose, my dear, how you doing? And Wild says, hi, Funny. Hi, BTK. Hi, guys. So, yeah, it's been a crazy week, my man. What the hell is going on? The streets are running red with blood to the point even my shoes are red now. It's not just splashing in little puddles. I mean, it's just a freaking river. What the hell?
Yeah, it's been ranging. It definitely has. And I know that when you see, oh, we're down like 7% today, or and it just keeps flipping all over the place. It's very easy to get caught up in the intraday noise. But I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
Just to remind everybody that you need to stop getting so caught up in the intraday noise. So as you can see here, right? We have Bitcoin has been ranging. It has been ranging in this region. That's natural. It has to consolidate. Do you not see the fact that it's up 276% since its low in the bear? I don't know of many things that will go, from its low in the bear right now, even despite the fact that it dropped recently, it is still up 309%. Let it relax for a bit. Let it relax.
It's been running uphill for a while now. It needs a cigarette break. Let it pause, have a drink, take a smoke, then it'll press on. Okay.
I believe they call that a refraction period.
There's a term for that? I thought it was a smoke break. Okay, that works. Hey, Danfo, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show, my man. So, how are you, Angel? Okay, so, it's really interesting, and that's one thing that a lot of people forget. I start looking at that, my phone just starts going off, so everything has dropped 5%, 3%, 8%. It's like, oh, God, again, here we go. But once you actually take a step back and really look at things, they're not nearly as bad as they seem. Yeah, zoom out. There you go. Biggest piece of advice. But I got to ask everybody out there right now, let me know in the chat. You back up 2-3 months ago. We were all like, oh man, I should have bought then. I should have bought when it went down. I need to buy in that dip. Have you been buying in this dip? Have you increased your DCA? Let me know in the chat below.
I know I have. I know our Rags to Riches portfolio has. Yeah. However, I've been kind of hanging out for my target price that I mentioned before on the show of that 58K region, right? Could potentially come down to like 52. Okay. But not as likely. I think like worst case scenario, we see a drop down to like 50-52 region. But I personally think it's going to stay around that 58K, maybe 55K. So I'm buying because we came down right at just under 59K briefly, like twice. And then from there, it's headed back up a little bit. It's just kind of ranging right now. It's consolidating. This is that post-halving consolidation. A lot of people right now are panicking with the little red that they are seeing because they have it in their head that post-halving comes a dump. Did you know that there is historically, aside from the COVID crash, there's never really been a dump post-halving. It consolidates in a range. And then it does the second half of the run, which is usually about twice as the size of the first run that it did. That's historically what it does, right? Percentage-wise, twice the size, not price-wise, twice the size. Just putting that out there because I know there's someone in the comments who's like, oh, well, last time it was 20K and then it went up to like 60K. That's more than 20 percentage wise. Chill.
Right.
So I don't think it's done. As you noticed, I haven't been sitting there tweaking the percentage allocations in the index funds. I think this is ECA time, right? This is that calm before the storm. While the global macroeconomics, let me try to say that again. Global macroeconomics look terrible. You also have to factor in the fact that Bitcoin gets its price from other currencies, right? So if other currencies start dropping in value and people aren't dumping Bitcoin because, I don't know, maybe it's been scooped up by freaking Michael Saylor, and the ETF
everybody
and all that fun stuff, and they're not selling. Remember, retail hasn't even started really buying into crypto yet. You're not seeing a lot of it in the news still. What is that?
That is my phone. Where's my phone?
In the ether.
Sorry. Yeah, it was gone. I'm like, where is it? I will turn that down. My apologies, everyone.
Shame. I sometimes forget to mute mine too. So retail hasn't really started pouring into crypto yet. Most of what we've seen thus far is people who were already in it trying to front run the upcoming ETFs. We've seen the companies positioning themselves. We've seen the ETFs themselves. Where's retail? They're not here yet. Meme season has kind of started, right? We've been seeing a lot of the meme coins starting to pop off, gain. I 11x'd my money on a meme coin in the last week, just because. But the meme market's just starting. In order to get retail into crypto, you need meme season to really go full bore. You need your Shiba Inus, you need your Doge, you need those kind of new meme coins coming to market. We saw a little bit of that with PayPay and Dogwoof Hat, right? But let's be honest, the majority of the people who were participating in that were people who were already in crypto, right? Once retail hits the market, that's your second leg of the run, right? That's when the smart money, the businesses, the corporations, etc., start selling on retail. Because you got to remember, life is a game, money is a game. The people who are better at playing it than you are going to be the ones who are selling right after you buy, because they bought ahead of time, because they are able to kind of predict what's going to be popular, how the trends are going to move, what narrative they're going to be pushing to get you to buy in. Once the news starts talking about it, once it starts becoming more popular, that's when you should be exiting on the people who are hopping in.
Exactly. It's the way the game is played for sure. And so I'll have to watch you guys in replay. House is too noisy. That's for funny, especially since you didn't vote again. Really? Oh my God.
For shame. Nah,
yeah. Yeah. Even Rose like, oh no, how could you? So, and that's really interesting right now because everything's kind of in a standstill. And in a way, we're kind of rinse, repeat, and recycle information. I mean, nothing's really changed. We've got a couple pieces that are really unique. And, one I want to share with you guys. I don't know if you read about this, but literally a U.S. judge criticizes the SEC for gross abuse. I mean, the judge even came down and went, wacko, yeah, you suck. Get out of my court.
Well, I'm not the only one who's noticed that the SEC is throwing spaghetti to see what sticks, because they're trying to set precedent. They're trying to create tort, T-O-R-T, research it. But they're trying to establish the grounds, the grounds that they can use to then launch attacks from, right? They're building their forward operating base. And I'm definitely not the only person who's noticed that and who's calling them out on it. Something that I wanted to talk about today, which actually goes hand in hand with that, is another lawsuit has been filed against the SEC by a company called Consensus or Consensus. Let me just see. They spell it weird. You know what? I'm just going to type it in the chat.
Yeah, always do.
It's pronounced consensus, but it's, it's like a 19-year-old parent from Virginia. They got to put a lot of Y's and EI's in there that don't belong here.
That's about right. Yeah, sounds normal.
But anywho, sorry. They're suing the SEC for a couple of reasons, but primarily they're trying to get ahead of the lawsuit the SEC is trying to file against MetaMask. They're trying to claim that MetaMask is essentially an unregistered broker because MetaMask allows swapping within its wallet. Yeah.
What do you even say to that? Really? I mean, come on. This is getting ridiculous. And in the fact that nobody has called him out till now, I think this judge deserves a medal. Seriously, because this is asinine. They are just going after anybody for anything. And unless you've got the millions of dollars to battle it, you're just going to pay. You're going to roll over because you can't fight it. And they know that. That's abuse of power. And that's what I love to see this. And I know I read something earlier that I think it was XRP. The SEC said you had to pay so many billions, and they came back and said, no, we are not. We are paying no more than this. Have a nice day. Fuck off. And that was it. And yeah, I think it's great because this is absolutely stupid. Now, of course, right now they're trying to set the precedents, trying to set the grounds. But at the same time, we've got other countries like China coming in with the ETFs for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So things are changing drastically. And then you couple that with the BRICS nation we talked about previously, where the US dollar is no longer dominant. We have actually officially lost our dominance as of 2 weeks ago, something like that I think it was. Read an article that, we had gotten knocked down. So make no mistake, the crypto world and everything about it is getting insane. And for the next probably 2 to 3 months, it's just going to be a bloodbath of drama and mudslinging. And he said, she said, they said, it's just crazy.
So this is my smug face.
Okay.
Because I have been for 4 years now, weren't telling people that the US dollar was going to lose dominance,
right,
and all of the steps and reasons for it.
Right.
And a lot of people were like, there's no way the US dollar is going to lose dominance because of trade deficit, right? And I was like, it's going to happen. Watch it. Mm-hmm. And so, pardon me for feeling partially validated as I watch the currency of my nation collapse. But
it's kind of morbid and twisted, but I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's true.
It's true.
Right.
And here's the thing. A lot of people tend to lose sight on is approximately every 250 to 280 years. That's the length that an empire can last, right?
Right.
Before it falls apart from internal corruption. So previously, the world reserve currency, if you want to dial the clock back to the two empires before ours, it was the Dutch. And the Dutch, their currency was the reserve currency. They were the masters of trade. They were everywhere. You saw the tulip craze. If you're not familiar with the tulip craze, it's essentially like the tech bubble that we had or the housing bubble that we had. And the difference was back then, they weren't really using fractionalized banking. So they weren't able to just come bail themselves out, right? Devaluing the value of their currency like we have been.
Right.
And so their rise to power and then their decline. And as they're declining, another nation starts rising to power, which was Britain, England,
mm-hmm. Yep.
And when those two paths intersect, war. Every single time in history, a war occurs between the nation that's rising and the nation that's coming down. We are about 2 years away from that intersection with China. Because, so, just be aware this is a natural cycle, right? Empires are only meant to last for a certain period of time before they fall apart due to internal corruption and politics.
Hmm. I honestly have no idea what you mean by internal corruption and politics. I mean, that doesn't say anything about that there, does it? That screams internal corruption and politics right there. And, I really got to question that. So I'm not sure we're even that far away. Things are getting way too close, way too heated. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in the next year or two at max. I mean, things are just getting too chaotic. Something has to break.
Yeah. There's no corruption, right? I mean, Nancy Pelosi gets paid $250,000 a year, which, it's a nice salary. I don't think she should get that much. But her net worth is $120 million. She has the best performing portfolio on Wall Street. Her own personal portfolio. Oh, yeah, but there's no corruption.
Yeah, not at all. And, and that's the thing is it's so easy to get wrapped up in the drama. And guys, keep in mind that everything you watch on the news, every news station in the world pretty much is owned by 3 companies. And so, yeah, they are telling you what they want you to know. So it's really up to each of you to go out and do your own due diligence and to share that information with the community. And, that's one thing I wanted to touch on because I want to give a huge shout out to BTK because, the Down Home crypto community is all about educating and teaching and sharing that information with each other. We don't charge. Everybody can go in there and participate. And I want to point this out, guys, because BTK really made me proud. He shared in the Discuss the Vote chat back on the 21st. And he put one out there called FUD. Okay, and I didn't know what it was. So that's why I talked about it in the last show. But right here is when BTK posted the actual deck screener link for FUD. Had you bought in at that point in time, this is where the chart sits now. So that is what Down Home Crypto is all about. So BTK, thank you so much, brother, for sharing that information. And so we're not just collecting votes to see what you think. We want to know because we want to share that information with each other because that's how we get the good stuff. Watching the news ain't going to do it. Going in and sharing this information, that's what's really going to make it so we all succeed. So we've got to do that.
Absolutely. Not to mention, that's actually the one that I 11x'd my money on.
Nice.
But, I think I was actually like the 3rd person to buy it, like when it first came out on Pump.fun.
Damn.
I think that one's run by Mike over at BroodFi. But anywho, we're not here to talk about projects. Something I wanted to touch on though earlier, in regards to Consensus suing the SEC. What they're suing them for is they want them to declare that Ethereum is not a security. That's what they're suing them for. They want that declaration, and they're going to fight them in the court of law to make them legally have to say that Ethereum is not a security. So bring it, Consensus. Take it. Go kick their ass. We're rooting for you. Like, can we donate to the law fee for this? Like, kick their ass.
Exactly. Yeah. We need to be signing some documents there's got to be something. What's that thing they pass around where everybody signs and it's like, oh, okay.
Petitions.
Petition. Thank you. I couldn't come up with a word. It's a big word. I get confused. And, that's the thing is we as the people really should have the power, not the government. And that's, I hate to say it, I love my country, have family in all branches of the military, but the simple fact is our government has screwed it up. They have absolutely messed this place up top to bottom, and now they're just abusing power. It's getting carried away, and things need to change.
Mm-hmm. And things like crypto are helping force that, right?
Right.
Because it's the people's currency, we can use it. We don't need their permission. We don't need a bank account, right? Yeah. Sure, they can make it hard for us to get it if we're younger than 18. But you still can. There's ways. You don't need a parent's permission. I know quite a few people who are younger than 18 and they're in crypto. Now, of course, I make sure to warn them very thoroughly about what they need to be aware of, and watch out for. I'm having difficulty with words today for some reason.
Me too.
It's that dyslexia. But yeah, So they don't like that. They want to bring that regulation. They want to be able to track every little bit. They want to know who has what wallets. They want to know all of that, because they want to take back that little bit of control they feel slipping away. Same reason why they were able to get 72 senators to agree in the fastest time from proposal to passing that we have seen in the last 50 years of a bill, to ban TikTok, because it was a people's platform that they were not able to control because they weren't in charge of the data servers and the algorithm that operates it. So information was getting out there. People were getting angry. People were understanding more about the injustices here in America compared to other countries and things like that, that our standard of living is not as great as it should be, et cetera, et cetera. And so you see how quickly they were able to get Congress to actually agree on something. They're coming after crypto for the same reasons, right? It gives a degree of freedom back.
Exactly. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of strange things. And right now, everything is going to be chaos. So it's one of those, just be very careful what you listen to and who you listen to. And most of all, decide for yourself. Do your own research. Do not do it because I said so, or Cyril said so, or anybody said so. Do it because you think it's right. That's the most important thing we keep teaching you time and time again here. Now, Cyril, I want to ask you real quick, buddy, because I remember several episodes again, we talked about when Bitcoin started pumping. And you said, okay, it's going to go up to about this range. It's going to pause, then it's going to pull back. And that is when things are going to freak out. Now, I want to say that was like 6 months ago or so. And 5-6 months, somewhere in there. Is this playing out like you expected?
Yeah. You have that pre-halving run, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have the halving. It enters that period of consolidation. Then retail starts to join. Then things kick off, right? Because there's a lot of other stuff happening in the news right now. Right. So it's never a slow news day. But no. The first time we get a slow news day, there's going to be someone who decides to talk about the fact that Bitcoin's up 300% from the low of the bear market and that crypto's back, right? There's going to be someone who decides to talk about it, and then the story starts to spread in the news media, and then it winds up being something that retail sees and retail hops in because they're like, holy cow, right? Like we saw it happen before. We saw it happen even before that. You know, right. It's the same rinse and repeat cycle. So it is playing out as anticipated. The only thing that's different is the price targets, right? Because 6 months ago, when we started this, they were introducing, the SEC ETFs, Bitcoin ETF, like all of that stuff, right? There was a lot of uncertainty. And so price targets were a little more muted. I think nobody was really expecting it to pop off the way it did because of how much negativity happened during that bear market. The collapse of FTX, the stuff with Binance and CZ being arrested. It's a lot, and the market's reeled a lot from that. Let's not forget the collapse of Terra Luna. That's essentially what kind of precipitated half that bear market. The bear market wasn't supposed to be that bad. But it's a cycle, and
it is.
It's still following the expected movements. The only thing that's really different is the size.
Okay. And so I'm really curious. I want to hear from the audience. So guys, let us know in the chat, because I wanted to give me the expected month when you think retail is going to start getting into crypto, when that next pump is going to launch. Let me know in the chat. I'd love to hear your ideas. And we'll compare that to the master's plan and see kind of what his is after we get a few answers in there.
So basically, don't say my thoughts, right?
Oh, no. Exactly. Yeah, no.
I'll make sure not to do so. And while they're having that opportunity,
yes,
I believe that some people need to start wiggling for their win.
I think you're right. I think we have I think we've got more voters than we can dance for, so we have to wiggle to win. So Who's ready to do some dance off while we're waiting to hear? Okay, so Mega says September. Interesting. Okay. Right after the wiggle to win, we're going to go through all these answers, and then we're going to find out what Cyril's opinion is. And, from there, we'll remember this for future and say, hey, remember that episode? And we'll figure out who was right, and we'll go from there. Who knows? Maybe there's a prize. Never know.
Sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun, doesn't it? Okay, so first of all, I need to do...
As usual, because you're going to be sharing your screen, I'm going to go zip. Because I don't want to cause an echo for anybody, but I will try to remember to be animated and pretend that I am a mime.
A mime. He's miming for us. All right. Okay, so we're going to share our entire screen here. And did I share the audio? I don't know if I shared the audio or not. I'm going to represent it just to make sure. Yes, audio share. Nope, I did not audio share. See, I almost screwed up. Okay, now you have to be mine. So this week, guys, we had 28 voters. Now, gotta let you know, some names are not on this list because if you remember, we brought on Cheetos. He volunteered to help be a moderator. He's added some special tools. So he's watching for people trying to game the system. So if you tried to go in and create 4 or 5 or 6 or maybe 8 accounts to game the system, those accounts are not on this list because I have a secret weapon watching what's going on in the Discord to make sure it stays safe and valuable for everybody here. So thank you, Cheetos, for keeping us safe here, buddy. So as always, guys, I'm on the list right there, Serenity plus 10. If I win, I add $10 to the pot. We go again. Now, if you win, simply DM me in the Discord in the next 24 hours or so, and we'll get your winnings over to you and sent by the end of the weekend where our lovely Wild Angel will send your prize. So thank you to everybody who's voted. And Sai says, and yes, I was able to track down and see who was making all the accounts and put in extra votes. Yes, we did. We've got it going. Rooster says, wait, I didn't vote, right? You're unmuted, Cyril. Go ahead.
Well, no, I know I was unmuted. No, you didn't vote.
Nope. I just checked the list. I double checked the list. You did not vote. Sorry, Rooster. Man, you got to do better at this. We're going to talk about that a little later in the show because I've got some big news you're going to want to pay attention to as we wrap the show up tonight. Super important stuff. So, without further ado, we ready to wiggle? Let's do it. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wiggle, baby, wiggle. And Cyril's watching you. I see there goes Cheetos. I see Royal. Ooh. Wow. Only one? That was impressive. You guys are getting good at this dodging the blade thing. Waiting for that big saw blade. Ooh. Nobody got hit on that one. Man, you guys are awesome at this. Okay. This could be like our longest game ever. I love it. Oh. Damn, that made up for everybody. I don't know what happened. That was like anarchy, chaos. Purple Kool-Aid right there. Ugly. Okay, I got Lucas Strauss, Emu, Miraculous, Amami, Lady Z, Lucas Stro. Ooh. Emu's just flying around. That's pretty cool. Okay. Amami's moonwalking. That's great. He's going backwards. Hey, man, you guys are getting good. They're fighting it out here. Ooh, that's going to be a bad one. Okay, we're down to 3. Amama, Lady Z, and Miraculousm. Oh, we're down to 2. And Amami is flashing. Oh, God, no. It's going to blow. Oh, Amami! Congratulations. Well done. Okay, Amami, you know the game. Shoot me a DM in Discord. Send me over your wallet address, and we will get you paid, my man.
Congratulations.
Congrats. And yes, Cyril is watching you. He's watching everyone all the time.
I don't know about that. I got more important things to do.
This is true. And that's why we got Cheetos and we got Smiley Girl. And, they are absolutely are amazing moderators. They keep the energy up. They keep an eye on everything. So, give them a huge shout out. Let them know in the Discord. Thanks for keeping us all safe out there. Danfo says, congrats. Okay, so the question before we started was, when will the next pump begin? When's retail getting into it? And Mega said September, and I didn't see any other dates coming in. So I don't know if people were just falling asleep or if they're not here. Or who knows? So let's ask.
Maybe they're hesitant to put out a guess that will then be permanent record of how wrong they were.
Exactly. And, I think September's probably pretty close. I would say end of August, beginning of September is my guesstimate, but I haven't been really watching the charts, so I'm just going by what feels right, okay? But, Cyril, you spend a lot of time watching the charts, doing technical analysis. If you had to make an educated, quote, guess, what would you say is a good expectation to see that pump start?
The halving was what, on the 19th?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds right.
Okay. As far as when the pump starts, I think we have like another month or two before we start seeing stuff trickle in, potentially a little bit longer. However, my first timed sell is January 24th.
Okay.
And then doesn't matter what the price is on that date, I sell a percentage of my holdings. I then DCA out until another 40 weeks after that. And then that's when I'm fully out of any holdings I plan on selling. And typically that's going to be things like my Ethereum, my Matic, whatever other stuff I'm holding, not my Bitcoin. I take a percentage of my profits from that and put it into my long-term Bitcoin hold. But I don't put them back in until after I feel a sufficient pull down has occurred, after I'm done DCAing out of all of my other stuff. If you go and do a search for it on my Hangout Discord that I have, you'll see I've been not shy about saying I did not believe that we would see the peak of the bull run until Q1 of next year. And I've been saying that for ages now. It's all throughout the bear market. I've been saying the time. Like, I don't give a crap about the price, right? Because the price is not, you can't predict where it's going to go, right? You know the levels, you can look at the levels and you can trade that, but you have no idea how fast it's going to move, how slow it might decide to go, right? Anyone who thinks they can predict that, it's all just educated guessing, right? And one of the things that I use and have been using quite successfully for many years now is a time-based take profit strategy, right? Okay. And again, most of the smart money uses things like that. They use the levels for buying and selling. They use times, right? And I know I touched on that last episode to basically give you guys that tip, right? So that you can have the edge on everyone else who is trying to shoot for some arbitrary price number when that's not even what matters. I mean, you could have the US dollar decide to collapse next Friday, right? And that in and of itself would cause Bitcoin to go up in price, right? Because if it was just the US's currency collapsing, yes, it would drag other nations down with it, but it's going to collapse faster, right? And Bitcoin is paired to mostly what? What's it paired to?
Come on.
The US dollar.
I was hoping somebody would throw it out there. Nobody's throwing it out there.
Yeah, well, life's short. I'm not going to wait for him.
Fair enough. We're getting old here, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you see all this white? Anywho.
I got no hair.
I type 172 words per minute. So, that's going to cause the value of Bitcoin to increase because the US dollar is dropping so fast, but not everyone who holds it lives in America. Why would they suddenly be selling it for significantly less just because it's still 60K, right? If the value of the dollar is dropping 60K, if something costs 60K now, it's going to cost what, 120K if the value drops 50% of the dollar? Or sorry, if the value of the dollar drops 50%, then it would go up, right? It would go up like 25K, not double, but still. Anywho, semantics. You get what I'm saying, I would assume at this point. Because the dollar's going down, Bitcoin would go up. As long as it was the dollar going down more than other currencies. And I think that actually plays a pretty decent part in the run that we've been seeing, right? Especially considering that the dollar no longer has that dominance. You know, it's losing that ground. It's getting a very shaky, shifting sand footing, you know, and we're watching it happen.
Exactly. So, you know, with everything that's happening, and I mean, yeah, it's like a freaking earthquake for the financial region. Everything is shaking. You know, we got wars going, we got all this stuff going on. But my real question is, how is that affecting our investments so far that we've made? Are we seeing sizable loss or gains? What's it look like?
Ooh, that is an excellent question. Hold on, let me drag the tab back to this browser so I can actually share it.
Yes, please. Ding.
Hey, John, good to see you.
Secrets. Ooh, they got secrets? Shh, don't tell.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Oh, I never finished updating this. Whoopsie. You got me stuck in conversation. Okay, so we're gonna ad hoc this because Anywho, we started the week with $1,374.91. We ended the week with Serenity distracted me earlier. Blame him.
I did. I have that effect.
All right, row 50. All right, cool. So we ended the week up with $1,410.35 for a profit of $35.44 or 2.51%. Now, typically, the market's just kind of going sideways, but our last week's show did happen to coincide with the local bottom, so it worked out great in our favor.
Awesome.
And that's the thing about DCAing, right? Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you DCA higher, sometimes you DCA lower, and it allows you to actually be up for the week, right? Despite the fact that the market's mostly just going sideways for the last month or so. We are, as you can see, if I were to convert this to a candle chart, this would look very similar to that Bitcoin chart that we looked at earlier, right?
Right. It follows almost neck and neck. I mean, it's almost perfect. Yeah, that looks real familiar.
Doesn't it, though? Well, our portfolio is tracking the market overall very, very well. And, our holdings is doing well. It's pretty well balanced across the market as a whole. Our ETH is getting up there. Our Solana is getting up there. Where's our Solana? Right there. Sorry, all 2.3% of our portfolio of Solana is getting up there. And our BNB, remember, we took profit on that at a freaking great time, didn't we?
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then
awesome.
What did I do with the profits? We sat on them as USDC for a while. And then when things pulled back, we put it into ETH. Remember that?
Yes, we did.
So it's riding with the markets. We took profit while it was up, held it as USDC. Market had its pullback. We're like, you know what? This is a good time. Let's roll it into ETH. And we did. And that played a big part in the fact that our portfolio is up, despite the markets just going sideways.
But, like we talked before, the markets are going to keep going sideways for a while here. I mean, we're kind of expecting that to happen. And, that's why it's so important for you guys to communicate in the Discord and let us know what you're looking at. Because right now, there's a lot of just jibber jabber, a lot of static. Nobody really knows what's happening. So when you do get those good plays, just like BTK did, toss them and discuss the vote. Then it becomes each of our responsibility to go in and research that. Say, hey, what is that? Let me go take a look. And now, had we all acted upon the post that BTK put out, we would all be up right now, at least to 2x plus. Hard to say. But we showed that earlier. And so that's where I want to bring about the last topic this evening, guys, because this, I think, is really important. So how are we going to do this? So first of all, here's one. We've seen some problems. We've seen some issues that we need to work on as a community. Because if you look at our Discord, and I will share my screen. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So if you go into our Discord here, which is where our primary form of communication is, check out some of these comments here. On 418, we had Funny Toro post something in there on the voting. Then on last week, we had BTK. Beyond that, there's been very, very little. This is where we really need your guys' participation. And not only on discuss the votes, but just on the general channel. We got Smiley Girl in there, myself. There's always people in there. We've got Cheetos keeping us going there, and we've got channels for pretty much anything we've ever covered all through here. Yet, we still don't get a lot of interaction, a lot of involvement. That's what Down Home Crypto is all about. That's what the Rags to Riches journey is to bring us together and educate together. So, Cyril and I have been talking, and we think it's time to do some changes. Because putting simply, we're not getting the engagement, we're not getting the community involved like we really need you to be involved. Because we come up here every week, we give you the information, we ask you to help us make this great, but without your participation, we kind of feel like we're wasting our time. So, Cyril, what do you want to say on that, bud?
I want to say for the handful that do show up, that are here, you are why we've been running this show for as long as we have. We do see a lot of interaction, like here on the streams, and people show up for the shows and everything like that, and they put in the votes, but nobody's talking about it. Like, how do we know what we should be, come on, like everybody's just showing up and voting for whatever seems to be the most popular at the time, which, I get it, it happens. But I don't know what to cover if you're not asking questions, right? There's only so much that I can rotate through, right? There's only so far that I can, because I don't know what you don't know, right? And it's not an engaging show for those who are here, right? If I'm sitting there covering basics over and over again, right? If I'm sitting here talking about the same shit, right? It gets boring for you too. I know it, right?
It is.
I want to talk about more. I want to go more in depth, but I don't know what you guys don't know, which is why I keep saying, give us questions, right? Ask us, let us know what you want to know more about so we can dive into it. We can talk about it. We can get into the nitty gritty, the stuff that matters, right? Like if people want to know the basics at this point, we've more than covered it. They can go watch previous episodes. I'm done covering basics. I'm bored of basics. So what we're going to do after next episode, we are going to take a 1-month break. Give you guys time to put in some questions. Talk about what you want to know. And then we'll pick back up. We'll start covering that content. We're going to bring more engaging content and stuff that you guys actually care about, that you want to know. Because otherwise we're all just getting together to hear us two ramble for an hour about stuff you already know. What's the point in that, right?
Exactly.
We can join us on Freaky Fridays for that, right?
Yes.
But this is meant to be educational. Tell us what you want to know, right? Tell us what interests you. What do you want to know more about? What creepy mechanics in DeFi are you curious about? And next episode, our content, while we go on this month break, is going to be about the dark within DeFi. And that's for a reason. Because most meme tokens and most scams, we'll start with the memes, right? Your rug pulls, your scams, etc. Those are going to primarily start when the market is ranging, right? That's why your alt season starts after Bitcoin has had its blow off top, when people are bored because it's not doing anything, when they're all standing around with that stick poking it saying, come on, do something, right? That's when people start launching meme tokens, because they just had all this green, they want more green, but they're not getting it from the current market. So they're going to force create their own market, their own meme coin that gives them more green, right? And that's when you start seeing a lot of those memes and stuff pop up. So next episode, I'm going to sit here and basically tell you about all the shady ways that DeFi will try to get you, right? And then we're going to take a month break from the show, give you guys some times to post some questions, talk about or tell us what you want to talk about, what you want to know, how you want to grow. And we'll go from there. And that way we can do better for you. And we can bring better content to you.
Exactly. Well said. And, I think you pointed out some great points there, Cyril, the biggest thing is the community. This is all about you. It's helping you grow. It's helping you learn. I know I learned through this, and I know Cyril learns through this, because we can't see everything that's going on. We need your input. You guys are half of this journey. We can't do it alone. We really can't. We've got to have your engagement, your involvement. And so, like Cyril said, we're going to take a break. Now, we're speculating that's going to be a month. But here's the trick. That time frame is absolutely going to depend on your involvement. That's right. If we don't see the Discord community start to grow, start to get involved, why should we come back? Putting it simply, we will continue to put that off until the next pump happens. Now, by then, we're going to be out here. We're going to be out front, but we are going to be in the Discord every single day. We're going to be answering questions. We're going to be helping. We're going to try to get involved, and we need your help to do that. So any suggestions, any ideas, any information you want to know, absolutely throw in the Discord. Let's chat about it. Whatever it is, let's have some fun.
I'm going to be creating a room in the Discord right underneath the voting room, right? Called the Show Questions room. Ooh. There's going to be a 24-hour cooldown. So you can post in there once a day. And if you need to add or expand upon something, you can edit the post right after you've made it to circumvent that cooldown. But that is where you guys can post the questions, or you can post the topics that you want to know more about, or the areas that you want to dive into. And I'm going to be making that right after we end the show, after this episode is over. I should clarify. That way you guys can start filling that. And what I will not be answering questions in there, right? So if you have a sub question that you actually need help with for something, post it somewhere else. This is specifically for topics, contents, questions that you want us to dive into and talk about here on the show. So we'll have that up here. Make sure you hop in the Discord if you're not already. And if there's something you want to learn about, post it in there. And what we'll do is, when we have topics in there that we can start talking about and creating content for, we'll resume. I'm not expecting everybody to make it their new hangout Discord, right? That's not the kind of activity that, we care about. Sure, we'd love for you to hang out with us. That'd be a plus. What I'm looking for is the questions, the topics, the stuff you want to know, because that's what this show is for bringing what you want to know to you in an easy to understand manner.
Exactly. And that thing is, in the general chat, if there's any questions you have, as simple as setting up a wallet or seed phrase or security, whatever it is, throw that in the general chat. We're always in there answering those kind of questions, but we want to take Rags to Riches next level. We want to make it that deep, meat, gritty show that really gets down deep, not just the surface stuff. So we're going to take everything to the next level, but we really need your support and your help to do that. Now, we still want to reach out to the newer people coming in, because there's going to be a lot of them. And we want them to be in the Down Home Crypto Discord. They're asking, hey, how do I set up a wallet? Hey, I've got a whole video series on that. Not a problem. You ran into a problem or a technical issue. Great. Throw it in the chat. I guarantee somebody in here can help you in whatever it is. But as far as, are we going to have Wind Moon Coin? No, we're not going to have a bunch of that. When's it going to moon? But the biggest trick is right now, everything is raging sideways. And next week, we'll make our 50 weeks. Minus the one show we missed. 50 weeks solid. We've been doing this almost a year, guys. And the engagement hasn't picked up. So we really need your help, because like Cyril said, we're teaching the same thing over and over again, and things are going to start changing. We can keep you up to date on the news, but we do that in the Discord anyway. We need the meat. We need to get down and dirty in the grid and figure out what's really going on so we can be a step ahead of everybody else when this thing starts to pump out. So we figured this best time to take that pause, give us all a breather, refocus, and refocus our energy. Now, also during this time, we are going to, of course, as we saw, people have been gaming the giveaways and stuff. We're going to be discussing in the Discord should we make those like a member only, where everybody can vote and everybody vote counts, absolutely. But maybe only the prizes we start giving away are to the members, whether it's family or VIP, either one. And maybe we need to kick the prizes up, make it more beneficial. Maybe we need to take it $20 a week, but only to the members. That's going to depend on the community, how strong you help build it, how big we help grow it. All those factors are entirely dependent on you, your efforts, and your community strength. So I hope you guys aren't taking this as a bad thing. I think it's a great thing because every journey requires a step up. And we've been kind of on cruise control now for a couple months. And so it's time to take the next level.
Yep. Because I don't like small talk. And at this point, basics in DeFi is small talk, right? I want to have a good conversation with you guys. So let's do that. I want to bring that to you. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how this goes. And I look forward to our next show, which is next week. And that's the one where we're going to dive into the shadiness that takes place in DeFi, how projects that look really awesome are actually just siphoning your money slowly, things like that, right? We're going to dive into all of that. So be sure to tune in for our little final huzzah before our mid-series break, right? It takes a little bit before you get the second season, and that way we can do this the right way. Because if you don't, just like John said right there, if you don't pause every now and then to see, okay, what have we been doing? Where do we feel that shortcoming is? How can we adjust this and make it better? If you don't give yourself the time to do that, you will never improve. And we are starting this journey out together. So we want to improve, which means there will also be a spot for you to say the things that you would like to see improve on the show.
Right.
Your feedback, right? I love those of you guys who show up here, guys and gals. Love having each and every one of you here, and I want to bring you the best. So please, feedback. That's important.
Absolutely. It is. And Rooster Buddy, we love you, man. And we're not giving up on you guys. Make no mistake, we are doing this to help ourselves as much as you, because even we realize that we're kind of at that stagnant time. Sometimes you got to stop and just take a step back, re-energize, and then charge ahead full speed. But we need your guidance. We need your help and your support. So we aren't going anywhere. And so make no mistake, you'll see us every day in Discord. We'll be here every Friday. Still going to keep doing Freaky Friday because we don't know what the hell we talk about there. We just have a blast. And that's all about building community. So make sure to stop in there as well. If you want us to talk about crypto while we're there, we can do that too. I mean, we talk about pretty much anything and everything. But make no mistake. Yes, this is a mid-series hiatus. Absolutely right, Rooster. We're going to take a break. We're going to re-energize. We're going to refocus. And we're going to come back even stronger and better than we ever have been. So need your input. Jump in the Discord. Send your friends in. Anybody that you want to join us. But keep an eye out because Cheetos, he's watching you. We're going to keep the scammers out and the healthy people in. So everybody, thank you so very much for your time. And we'll catch you tomorrow night on Freaky. Oh,
hold on.
I got ahead of myself.
What are you for?
Oh my God. See, this is what happens. We get in this auto rinse repeat. And whew. So sorry. I was on a mission.
No, it's perfect because, it's that, you were fired up. You were on a roll there, and that's the passion that we want to bring. So,
right.
But let's take a look and see what everybody did vote for.
Yes. Okay. So the voters this week, and by the way, thank you. So, because yes, that is the passion I miss. That is what I want to get back. Because I love that passion. I love when I get going. It's like, yeah. I want to get back there. We will. Make no mistake. And when we do, hold on, because it'll be a wild ride, guys. So this week, thank you everybody for casting your votes. Now, as you know, I make the polls every Thursday morning, and the polls are open. I put them out there when I announced that the show was live. Everything's going on. So cast your votes. If you haven't yet, right after this is over, go in and cast your vote. Don't be like somebody who continues to forget. I won't mention any names.
Don't harass him. He watches it. We love you.
We love you. So I'm just giving you shit, my man. And the fact that I actually can give you shit just means that I love you. If I didn't, I just wouldn't even talk to you. Honestly, I'm kind of like Cyril. My time is very valuable. And if I think you're unworthy of that time, I just won't spend time with you. So the fact that I spend my time with you guys tells you just how valuable you really are to me. So thank you all for everyone who's here, who shares, and who's a part of this community. So the community as a whole, how did we vote? Let's go find out.
Yes, please.
This week, Ethereum. Good choice. Now, it was neck and neck. Or no, not Ethereum wasn't neck and neck. The DeFi. Now, you guys went with a low risk. I found that interesting. I'm kind of liking my low risk bag. I'm seeing that green candle spiking up.
Yeah, market's coming back.
It is. But one thing I want to point out here, guys, is we had 14 votes for low risk. Check out how many votes we had for FUD.
Ooh, there was 11 votes for FUD?
Yeah.
Ooh, it almost won. And that would have 2x'd our 20 into $40, and then our profit for the week, instead of being 35 or 30, whatever it was, would have been 50 something.
There you go. The power of community, guys. And yeah, John, we're going to have a talk later, buddy. I'm kidding.
He's been a busy bee. He's excused.
He is absolutely. And so I was like, how could you? And please understand, guys, this is where the community can make the difference. I mean, just like this. BTK shared this information. We started watching it. We started voting for it. Had we, as a community, dug into it a little deeper, who knows? We might have all voted for that, and we could have increased our bags. Or maybe it could have dropped. We don't know. We'll never know. But that's where your vote and your opinion really matters.
Well, on the plus side, at least we know the blue chips will do okay. And we're grabbing blue chips all around this time, from the Ethereum vote and the KKF low risk blue chip holdings. Because like 80% practically, or like 74.6%, I forget. I'd have to look at the spreadsheet. Percent of the fund is held in blue chips. So
right.
At least we know that during our hiatus, our little mid-season break, it'll do well.
It will. And it's good and solid. We don't have to worry about, we're going to wake up tomorrow and our bags are gone, because they're not. They're rock solid. We've done strategic investing all the way through. You guys have grown so much. I'm so proud of you. But it's time to go to the next level. And so I'm excited to grow to that next level together.
Likewise. And I'm looking forward to next week's episode for sure, because I would like to, names of protocols will be changed to protect the nameless or protect the guilty.
That's probably more accurate. The scumbags, we won't burn you at the stake, but we will point out your errors. We just won't call you by name when we do it.
Yes, because it's about damn time that somebody told everybody how these protocols are taking their money.
Right. Exactly. So everybody, make sure to join the Down Home Crypto Discord. There's a link right there below. Cast your votes. Get in there, say hi to the community, start looking around, start learning, and also give us advice. What else would you like to see? Not only here on Down Home or on Rags to Riches, but also in the Discord on Freaky Friday. What other shows or ideas do you have? We can create whole new shows. I mean, it's our community. You guys decide. So help us decide, make this place great.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate everybody. Don't forget to like. And we'll catch you all tomorrow on Freaky Friday and next week for the Dark of DeFi episode.
I love it. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Make sure to tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to launch Freaky Friday. Wow, I get my shows all screwed up. And I got a couple ideas there. It should be interesting. But make sure to like, subscribe. That's all I ever ask. And tell your friends about us. We've got some exciting things coming up. So thank you, everybody. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
See ya.